Some men don't marry late because they're irresponsible. Some don't marry late because they're players. And some don't marry late because they hate commitment. Sometimes, a man delays marriage because his mind is fighting battles nobody can see. Behind a man who keeps saying, "not yet," there is often a hidden psychology, fear, pressure, trauma, ambition, insecurity, or a deep belief that he is still not enough. And if you really understand the psychology of men who don't marry on time, you realize something most people miss. Many of them are not avoiding women, they are avoiding the version of themselves they believe is not ready to be chosen. Society is quick to judge men who don't marry early. At 30, people ask questions. At 35, they become suspicious. At 40, they start creating stories. They say he's unserious, he's scared, he just wants to enjoy life, he doesn't value women. But psychology tells us something deeper. Delay is not always rebellion. Sometimes, delay is protection. Some men delay marriage because they are trying to avoid failure. Others delay because they saw marriage go wrong too many times. And some delay because they believe if they marry too early, they will become the kind of husband they secretly fear. That's why before you judge the delay, you have to understand the mind behind it. One of the biggest reasons many men don't marry on time is because they psychologically connect marriage to success. To many men, marriage is not just love. It is proof. Proof that they can provide. Proof that they are stable. Proof that they are respected. Proof that they are ready to lead. So if a man feels financially weak, emotionally unstable, or socially behind, he may love a woman deeply and still delay marriage. Not because he doesn't want her, but because in his mind, how can I lead a home when I haven't even built myself yet? This is why some men keep saying, "Let me settle fast, let me get my money right fast, let me build something first." To many women, it sounds like an excuse. But to many men, it is identity. A lot of men were raised to believe if you cannot provide, you do not deserve to marry. Another hidden psychology is this: some men are not afraid of marriage, they are afraid of failing in marriage. That fear can be stronger than desire. A man may want love, peace, children, companionship, and still delay marriage because he grew up watching constant fights, an absent father, a bitter divorce, disrespect, or financial pressure destroying homes. When that happens, the brain starts associating marriage with pain. So every time commitment gets serious, something inside him pulls back. Not because he doesn't care, but because his subconscious is screaming, "What if I become like my father? What if I ruin her life? What if I fail and can't recover?" Many men will never say this out loud. They'll just delay, withdraw, overwork, or keep relationships in the almost stage. Then there are men who use ambition as emotional armor. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Because sometimes, "I'm building my future" really means, "I don't know how to emotionally open up." "I'm not ready yet" can secretly mean, "I'm terrified of being fully seen." "I need more time" can really mean, if I let someone get too close, they'll discover I'm not as strong as I look. Some men build businesses, careers, and status not only because they want success, but because achievement feels safer than intimacy. Money can be controlled. Work can be measured. Goals can be chased. But marriage? Marriage requires emotional exposure, patience, consistency, humility, and self-awareness. And many men would rather conquer the world than confront the part of themselves that love demands. There's also something I call the perfect timing trap. Some men keep postponing marriage because they are waiting for the ideal moment. When I earn more. When I buy the house. When my business stabilizes. When life gets easier. When I feel 100% ready. But the truth is, many men are not waiting for the right time, they are waiting for certainty. And certainty rarely comes. Marriage is not entered with complete control. It is entered with maturity, wisdom, and faith. The man who keeps waiting for life to become perfect may keep pushing commitment further and further away, until what felt like preparation quietly becomes avoidance. And one day he wakes up and realizes, "I didn't intentionally choose to be late. I just kept postponing the moment that required courage." Now let's be honest. Not every delayed marriage is deep trauma. Some men delay because they are addicted to freedom. Freedom to move without accountability. Freedom to spend without explanation. Freedom to disappear emotionally. Freedom to enjoy benefits without responsibility. Psychologically, this is often a conflict between the desire for intimacy and the fear of responsibility. They want companionship, but not sacrifice. They want loyalty, but not structure. They want emotional support, but not emotional discipline. And until a man matures internally, marriage will feel less like a blessing and more like a threat to his independence. Because marriage doesn't just ask who do you love. It asks who are you when you can no longer live only for yourself. And this part is rarely discussed. A lot of men delay marriage because of hidden inadequacy. Not loud insecurity. Silent insecurity. They may look confident, dress well, speak well, even attract women, but inside they feel unfinished. They feel behind their peers. They compare themselves to other men. They believe they haven't become enough. So they tell themselves, I'll marry when I'm better. I'll marry when I'm stronger. I'll marry when I've made it. I'll marry when I'm worthy. And that is the tragedy. Some men are not rejecting marriage. They are postponing love until they feel worthy of receiving it. But if a man doesn't heal that mindset, he can keep moving the goalpost forever. Because insecurity is never satisfied by time alone. It is only transformed by self-awareness and growth. So when is delaying marriage wisdom, and when is it fear? Delaying marriage is wisdom when a man is intentionally building character, healing from emotional damage, becoming financially responsible, learning how to lead with maturity, and choosing quality over pressure. But delaying marriage becomes fear when every serious relationship scares him, when he keeps finding excuses instead of solutions, when he wants love but sabotages commitment, when he keeps chasing readiness that never comes, and when he confuses emotional avoidance with standards. That's the difference. Wisdom prepares. Fear postpones. And many men don't realize they cross that line until years have already passed. The truth is, many men who don't marry on time don't just need advice. They need inner clarity. They need to ask themselves, am I building or am I hiding? Am I waiting or am I avoiding? Am I preparing for marriage or protecting myself from it? Do I want a wife, or do I just want the idea of one someday? Because marriage is not delayed only by lack of money. Sometimes it is delayed by unhealed wounds, fear of failure, identity pressure, emotional immaturity, perfectionism, and the inability to trust love. And until a man confronts those things, time alone will not fix it. So the psychology of men who don't marry on time is deeper than most people think. Some are wisely preparing. Some are silently afraid. Some are wounded. Some are ambitious. Some are avoidant. And some are still trying to become the man they think marriage deserves. But one thing is certain, a man can delay marriage for years, yet the real issue may never be time. It may be fear, identity, pain, or the pressure to become perfect before being loved. Because sometimes the man who says not yet is really saying, I don't know if I'm ready to carry what marriage demands. And until he answers that honestly, the calendar will keep moving, but his heart will stay in the same place. What do you think? Are most men delaying marriage because of wisdom or because of fear? Comment below. Subscribe and follow for more deep psychology content.